Okay, welcome back everyone. Today we are going to head to Anor Londo. I did toy with the idea of doing some more grinding on screen to get the extra large shards you required to upgrade one of our weapons further. But I think probably not. I think we'll see what happens on the way. So I'll de-equip my transient curses. I won't be needing them. No more grinding today. Onwards with the game. My sight sword's at +5. And I think probably, just for now, we're going to stick with our trusty Zwei, wherever that is, our Zweihander. Simply because it's a little bit more upgraded. Yeah, that's a full-on medium roll there. So I need to look at my weights and get that right. So I can go to 15. I need to de-equip that. I need to de-equip that. Perfect. And I can have a shield with 2. Well, honestly, probably the heat shield will be good for our needs. I need to turn myself back to human. And the other thing I wanted to do is pick up the weaponsmith box.
Well, hello. You need...
In fact, I'll get all of these, then it's done.
Go get yourself.
Okay, and we are on our way. We just gotta get through Sense Fortress without dying. Which is always easier said than done. And then we're gonna head off on through Anor Londo. I'm not sure how far we'll get. But let's see. Charge up here. And take the shortcut. That's a lot better than navigating all that bullshit in there. This will take us right up to the top, or nearly to the top. I think it's just the one enemy left we have to worry about. Scoot around here. A quick waft of our Zwei is more than enough to take care of him. And we've already seen that, so I'll skip it. Back up to the top. So I'm going to touch base at the bonfire, because that's going to become our route of operations. And then we'll start having a look around and see what we can see. So it's a good idea to we're gonna have to fight a few guys like this, so it's a good idea to sort of try and get a handle on their moveset straight away. And that probably wasn't the best of starts. Look out for the shield slam, obviously. That won't do you any good if you get caught in it. That's pretty unlucky. Dodgy hitboxing. And the shield is, it goes without saying, extremely effective at blocking damage. Being as it is a great shield. 1500 souls for killing them, which is certainly worth having. If you can, I'd recommend aggroing one at a time here. You see there's a chest over there. I'm a little bit uncertain as to which of these is a mimic and which of these wasn't. But I'm certain that one of them around here is a mimic. Giant's halberd, very nice. We'll take a quick look at that. I doubt we're going to use it. We'll have to be going some to be better at this point. There we go. So you see it requires 36 strength, but it's a split damage between physical and lightning. Descaling, which isn't great in strength and dex. Large halberd made of old brass used by the giant sentinels of Anor Londo. Brass contains traces of lightning, but as the halberd is designed for the giant sentinels, its weight is unbearable. It's a good weapon, but there's better. You see, did no damage there. That shield's really effective. So you've got to really be in the right position, get yourself the right opening. You can get between his legs. Just beware of the shield slam, which is got a bullshit hitbox. So it's, at the moment, because he's flat against the wall and I really am trying to get behind him. Probably the best thing I could do would be to back off and make him come to me. So because of his shield, he's quite keen to back off. And let us come to him. But we don't want to get caught in front of him with that massive halberd. You, I think, are legit. Yep. Demon Titanite, which can be useful to upgrade certain weapons. But I don't think we're particularly into those weapons as it currently stands. And it's much the same arrangement on this side. In fact, there's quite a bit of Demon Titanite to be had here, at least one other lump. And given it's the only other way of getting it is, apart from ground loots, is off the demons themselves, the wandering demons. That is certainly a valuable thing to get. Again, try and get one. One at a time, they're perfectly manageable. 2 on 1 is less fun due to their ability to block seemingly everything. Use their lack of speed to get the better of them. I thought the other one had decided to come and play. That'll do for him. Zavai's moveset doing wonders for us again. So let's take a look at these 2 chests. And you'll note on this chest that the chain is in a different position. I'm sure you're already aware of this, but just in case you're not, to this chest. Legit chests, the chain always curves around and points back to the chest itself. So that's safe. Twinkling Titanite. Very useful. Especially for some of the sort of, well, not endgame armors, but armors you get later on. And this chest, the chain points towards us, looking head on at it, and that means that it's a mimic. So obviously, we're gonna do that again. Get the crystal halberds, which is a good weapon. Now, there's another dude out there. We don't need to fight him. It's not going to do us any good. We're better off heading back to the bonfire and resetting the area. We certainly will go that way, but currently there's not a great deal of points. There's things we have to do over here before the area over there opens up. We need to head off over into the cathedral. Let's take a quick look at the crystal halberd. So, this is pure physical damage. And in fact, looking at it, that will do 365 damage, which is, if we jump back to our Zwei, not a massive amount different. So they're giving you a weapon here, which out of the blocks is very, very powerful, has pretty low strength and dex requirements, scales well, but has very poor durability. Long-hilted weapon mixing spear and axe is difficult to handle, requiring both strength and dexterity. The halberd has 2 elementary attacks, spear-like thrusting and large sweeping swings. However, one false swing and the wielder is left wide open. So it's very much like the halberd in the Undead Burg. So the R1 is a thrusting attack. If I hide behind my shield, no, not a higher shield hiding one. But the R2 is a spin to win move. Running overhead with a kind of uplift. Oop. Jump back. More of that. And the roll. Do you note that I am light rolling? So I think we'll find it weighs less than the Zweihander. Yeah, quite a bit less than the Zweihander. In terms of a two-handed weapon, two-handed set, again we got that thrust. And the stagger we're doing at the end won't happen if we hit something. Spin to win. Overhead. Overhead. And half spin to win. That is the developer's way of trying to give you a hand, I would say. If you just freshly rock up to Anor Londo with +5 or something, that will probably be an upgrade in terms of damage. So let's take the lift down. I'm happy enough to carry on with 19 flask, it should be alright. And at the bottom we're going to find an old friend. Get up now. Look who it is! Ugh. Of course it helps if I hit him. So the first hit staggered him, but he doesn't stagger for long enough for me to really do any damage in any significant way to him. And he is a hoppy bastard. My Zwei is quite slow for this. I might like to heal up now, as I'm getting ruined. All that lightning nonsense, just like on top of the belfry. He's trying to run away, so he's sort of resetting. We don't want him to do any of that. That's some of the trouble dealt with. And that's that. I think the drops you get from them are pretty much now guaranteed. It's in case you didn't get them on top of the church where you ring the first spell. The Gargoyle helm is a good helm for early game. Has very high resistance for a helm to bleed and poison, which would be very useful if you're coming off the belfry, possibly going into Blight Town or the sewers. So that's a good early game helm. Oh, just a good helm, full stop. Around here, everyone knows. Some more Demon Titanite. And up here we have one of the most... Well, this is one of my least favourite parts of the game. Basically this next stretch up until the bonfire that we'll get to next. No, not the next bonfire, the one after that. One of my least favourite sections in the game. And that's a bad start. Not quite sure how he dodged that. Let's try that again. I may even switch to the bolder side sword at this point. And maybe even the long sword, as I think it will still hit harder. Yeah, I'm going to go for the long sword for the simple reason that the Zwei Fantastic is very slow. I'd like to have more armor. And more speed. Humanity. Cheating. Gonna kindle this bonfire too. I think that'll take it to plus 20. Let's find out. Yeah, nice. Also, let's look at the rings we're wearing. I'm not looking for any items in particular at the moment, so it would be better to equip something which gives us more utility in the fight. If I'd been one-shotting those guys with the Zweihander, I might have stuck with the Zwei, but I wasn't doing quite enough damage. The good news is that the gargoyle at the bottom will no longer be there. So having taken care of him once he is gone. Might also behoove me to change my shield for something a bit more stable. Well, that's more stable, but not much. We'll probably pick up a better shield in the not too distant future. We could also buy the border shield from the guy at the top of Sen's Fortress, and that would certainly be an improvement to the shielding we currently have. It seems like a fairer fight. We're now in the same region speed-wise, even if I'm not hitting anywhere near as hard. I'm happier with that. Still taking damage, but it's sensible. I don't have a sort of half-second pause in between hitting R1 and the attack landing, which up here is a little bit too much to deal with. In most situations, you can actually quite successfully predict what you need to do and how you need to do it with the Zwei to get a hit in before they hit you, but these guys are fast and this situation is bad. It's already a bullshit situation. Making it worse is not great. Now, my strong suspicion is that I'll die up here. I am really bad at this bit of the game. I look at some speed runs and I am just staggered at how quickly people manage to get through this. I suffer from a slight vertigo, and in all truth, my hands sweat as I do this. So, the risk is that these throwing knives will push you back. If you're right on the edge, then there's a little bit of a knockback with the throwing knives, and gradually, over time, you can get pushed back if you just keep on blocking indefinitely. Or he might do that. That's fantastic. You see, I nearly killed myself there. Ah. Well, that went very well. That's, for me, probably the biggest bullshit area of the game. I do not like the banner fight. Good, we're through that. So, we're going to rest at the next bonfire, although I am told it is technically quicker if you don't light it. And then progress on our way. We're not going to go to the painted world of Ariamis, as it's called. I think it's Ariamis. Although it is right here. We've got another belfry dude to kill first. We'll see him in a second. And we're going to try and use the stairs to our advantage in this fight. Oh my god. I mean, we can absolutely just run away from him. Heal up. I did actually connect with him there, to my surprise. And the big problem is all the hopping, obviously. The hopping is just ridiculous. Same rules as always. Don't run out of stamina. And you get there in the end. And that time we get the gargoyle shield, which is, I believe, quite a good shield. Can't wield it though. It's good against fire and it's good against lightning. It's not so great against physical damage. Bronze shield of the gargoyle Bronze shield of the gargoyle guarding the bell of awakening in the undead church. Obviously, we're no longer at the undead church. The gargoyle skin is tough by itself, and perhaps its shield may have been a prop. But it's a great example of a metal shield that does not reduce physical damage 100%. It has other uses. We'll let it off. So all the way down the bottom of these stairs. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, now I'll be getting chased. Did I really just do that? Okay, so I've got to do the railings again. How did I do that? Simple mistakes. Costing big time. So, I've got to get back across or I lose 22,000 souls, something like that. Honestly, I don't see this going well. I forgot that I had to push the lever down another time. My recommendation would be that you just take the damage. Get the hits in and kill them, if you possibly can. Try not to get too twisted off to the right hand side. Lock on doing you no favours, as per ever. Come on. Acceptable, not great. You can jump for that. Shall we try? That was better. I much preferred that solution. Oh god, but the lift's in the wrong place. Okay. I might even manage to get my souls back here. So the lift goes down once, and then I'm immediately going to push it again. There are my souls. So I managed to inadvertently run out of that gap there. Ah, great, my souls are inside the church, which means I'm probably going to aggro. Yeah, he's aggroed. Okay, so I'm just going to deal with him. They're just so fast. Fantastic. And now, if I run down the stairs, I should see the next bonfire. And there's a lot more to the next bonfire than meets the eye, but again, more of that as and when. Because if we go into a lot more of what this bonfire is about at this point, then we'll lose an opportunity to... we'll lose a good grinding spot. Ring of the Sun's Firstborn. Statue of someone with a great sword. And a bonfire. Thank you very much. So if I was to go through everything that's more than meets the eye about the situation, then Anor Londo would fundamentally change. We would lose a good grinding spot, and we'd have to face... well, we wouldn't have to. Potentially face a difficult boss that we don't actually even need to face. I'd like to spend my souls at this point, because death is probably right around the corner, in truth. So if I could get another couple of levels, that would be fantastic. I might be able to. I think that'll probably be enough. We're going to go Dex. Nearly. And again, I'm going to... I want to be holding on to my humanity here. Well, it's done now. I'll reverse my hollowing. I'm not going to kindle this bonfire. Or maybe I'll do it once. That should give me 10 Estus flasks from here on in. And we're now heading off for the infamous Archers area of New Londo. Not New Londo, Anor Londo. This is a great way to die fast, but there are a couple of strategies which can help you out. One of which we're not going to be doing is the poison arrow trick. Although that is probably the easiest way of doing it. But we're not going to do that. We're going to try and do it by getting him to either roll off the edge or to bounce him off the edge. The lack of stability on our shields could be an issue at this point, I would say. Other side. But we'll get through. We'll just keep on going until we get through. But this is one of the we're coming up to one of the infamous points in Dark Souls, which causes people to tear their hair out. I'd say probably more than one player has quit for good at this point. I think the other guy just activated. Yeah, that's not so great. If I could, you don't have to fight these guys. It's just for completionist sake that I am. And the more advanced units, which we'll see inside the cathedral, they will actually quite capable of self-healing. Alright, that's one done. That's good. And we have an advantage on the steps that a lot of their swings are going to go over your head. The shield still causes us issues, but if he does a side-to-side swing with that halberd, it's just going to go straight over our head. Off the stairs, we have much less advantage. So that shield bash, though you can't see it, is actually an AoE. Even if you're not hit by the shield bash, it has a very small shockwave. Even if you're directly behind him. Now he has the advantage. We want to be lower than him if the fight is on the stairs. He'll start hopping around if we try and get on his right hand side. If we try and circle around him clockwise, he'll start hopping backwards to try and stop us getting on his right hand side. Because he knows what's coming next, basically. This is a stupid area of the game. I want a little bit of a ranged damage, I think. That'll do. Oh. No, I want an arrow. Composite bow. Two-hand that. I think I'll be able to buy. Fantastic. And back to melee. Melee. These guys also do lightning damage. So your wooden shield is not actually a bad choice here. Or you can just do that. And good luck trying to do that consistently. The guy at the back you can always cheese off an edge. And that's constantly the easiest way of killing him. Look at that. Through the stairs. These guys are a little bit more difficult. So no, I'm taking damage even with the shield up. Which is a good way of telling me that I need to get this fight over and done with. It's not crazy damage. Our spider shield is a pretty good shield. He's killed himself. Fantastic. The more they kill themselves, the happier I am. There's an ambush at the bottom here, which I am going to run through. We'll probably take some damage after we've run through it, but I think it's the easiest way of dealing with this. Just run. That's pretty good. Now what you can do, if you have poison arrows and a good weapon, is shoot this guy. But that's not how we're going to do that. We're going to try and do this melee, and this doesn't always work out. It's kind of, well, it's not random. And what's not helping is the guy behind. You want this guy to, yeah, there we go. We're just going to stand here and block. And with a little luck, he will eventually... He's not going to do it, though. Okay. He's being a real jerk. You can often get him to throw himself off. But seemingly not today. That's really unfortunate. So I stopped an area where I could get shot by the other guy. We'll try that again. There's more than one way of doing it. I tried to get him to bounce himself off my shield. But that didn't work. It often does work. The other way of doing it is to get him to chase you, and his route finding can't deal with it. For whatever reason. So now you're seeing why I spent all my souls. Because death is such a likely occurrence at this point in the game. That if you have any souls, basically you're just throwing them away, or risking throwing them away. Unless you can do the Anor Londo archers every time, which I certainly can't. Just run, you'll always make it. And rather than fight them all again, I'm going to try and speedrun it. You can, and it is, to be completely clear. But it won't be that bad. Heals if you need heals. They won't chase you down at the ship. They will fire at you. But that's not so much to worry about. Be expecting to get shot, you won't dodge it. There we go, I got lucky. Don't worry too much about the archers at this point. I'll retrieve that, although... Whoa! Okay, 6,000 souls. Dodge that. There we go, now run back. Down here somewhere. And he's thrown himself off the edge. How convenient. Don't go the other way. My advice to you is to get this bonfire opened up. If you want to explore more, do it at another point. And immediately on the left hand side, Sunbro and a bonfire. So rest up at the bonfire. And you will want to kindle this bonfire, if you possibly have the humanity to do so. Not so much for going human, but because we're heading towards another boss fight. We're not there yet. And you're going to need 20 pots, 20 flasks. What does that take us to? Only 15. So I'll spend the last of my single humanities. Rest of bonfire. Kindle. I'm going to want this to be plus 20. Also, there's lots of goodies to get in Anor Londo Castle. So I'm going to put back on my covetous gold serpent. And the best way of dealing with the enemies that you're going to come across in Anor Londo, and I really am a PvP range level here, so I've got to expect trouble, is through parrying. It's a really bad introduction to things. Parrying and backstabbing, getting your critical counter hits in. As you can tell, these guys are pretty dangerous. With the halberd, guys, you want to be in as close as possible. I didn't actually try parrying, so I completely ignored my own advice and tried to get him with R1 spam, which, as you can see, didn't go so well. So when he raises his shield, he's probably going to shield bash, unsurprisingly. And that's going to drain your stamina off. For some reason I'm having trouble reading him today. Partial parry. God damn. Got him. You know, they don't leave corpses, they evaporate. Sunlight medals, they're very useful if you're in the Sunbro Covenant. Eventually giving you access to lightning spears and things of that nature. You know that that guy, he vanished. Pretty much everything else leaves a corpse when it dies. But not these guys. Which should tell you there's something a little bit out of the ordinary is happening here. That's what you're looking for. Still won't kill them. But if you time your R2, that'll be the end of that. Silver Knight Straight Swords. This is a good weapon for a dex build. If you couldn't find the Boulder Side Sword, which is what I suspected was going to happen to us, then Silver Knight Straight Sword is another great option. We might upgrade that as well. Might upgrade it, not sure, not decided yet. But I'm a big fan of the Silver Knight Straight Sword. Let's take a quick look at the moveset. So we've got slashing R1s, kind of overhead, and then a slash R2 combo, which is nice. Two-handed, slashing R1s. You know, that's a kind of vertical horizontal. That's one of the things I don't like about it. I wish it was a straight horizontal. The one-handed R1 is much more horizontal. And then you've got more diagonal slashing R2 combos. Running R2 is an overhead, as is our backstep R2, and a poke on the roll R1. Running R1 one-handed is a sweep. The backstep goes into the forward sweep, and running R1 is another sweep. So that's a Silver Knight Straight Sword. It's a good weapon. It's got a lot of different attacks, especially if you have the skill to use them. No, not the boulder. We want to stick with our longsword, our trusty longsword, which is doing us proud. Still our weapon of choice, all the way to Anor Londo. Here be dragons. So I'm going to go to the next blacksmith, and then we'll call it a day on this stream. Damn shield bash. My timing is all sorts of wrong today. I'm going to need to heal up. So, sword dude's no problem. Obviously, my play's a little rough with the halberd guys. I'm not going to backstab with him. I know that. I'm not sure how I got hit there as my shield was up. Taking a risk. Nope. That's a good start. Dear oh dear. I think it would be fair to say that my timing is just off. Still, only one way to fix that. See, I think I am technically parrying that. It's certainly doing me no damage, but I'm not getting the parry I'm hoping for. Spotted the shield bash that time. Couldn't take advantage of it. We're getting better. I'll just spam parry, see what happens. Not a big deal. Should probably get out of that. What if we do the cheesy thing? And flatten him. How will that work? Not so well. Wrong side of the door. That works. Much better. Now it's to progress through the area. Oh. Pretty certain I missed something there. Oh yeah, these chests are mimics. I'm not going to deal with that now. They don't have particularly high value rewards in them, as far as I'm aware. Up here, we have an archer dude. That door's locked. And that's sweet R2. Dragon Slayer arrow. And I'm gonna write something else here. The word I'm looking for is revenge. But I'm not sure it's here. Never mind. Obviously in my head. We'll carry on. And here we have a bullshit room. What we can say is this is a kind of the castle is fairly opulent. But it's also in ruins. Previous residence on the wall. Very plush, high quality decorations and ornaments. But things are not where they should be in this place. Clearly, no one is really living here at the moment. It's in disarray. Oh, that's nice. Claymore gives us a one shot on the backstab. That's very useful. And so there's two dudes up here, which obviously is a little concerning. I'll try to parry the worlds. There'll be another one. That's his 3-hit combo. I won't get around to it. So you have to roll out of that. Backpedaling won't get you far enough away. That's the end of him. No loot. No loot. Now, let's go and see what happened with Onion Bro. Did I manage to sort myself out with him? Oh, god damn. This may result in a fight. But I did absolve myself of sin. So we're all good.
Whatever can be done. Ah, you again. Let me guess. Were you repelled by the Silver Knights? Ah, don't be ashamed. 'Tis the fate of vanguards like you and I. I'll think of something. We can overcome this together.
No need, dude. Just stay out the way of my sword.
This is quite a fix. We'll need another 3, no, maybe 5 bodies. Quite a fix indeed.
I'll solve it. That's one taken care of. Yeah, I can't remember which one comes naturally, so I'm going to equip a throwing knife and bait one over. Not my finest moment. And I can't see what he's doing. I'm gonna eject, heal up. Onion Bro's over on the far right, so I shouldn't hit him. I got the parry. The reverse parry. Another straight sword. What I really like is the shield, the Silver Knight shield. That would definitely be an upgrade for us at this point. So what you can tell from this is really you need to work on your parry timing. I'm sucking with the guys at the halberds at the moment, but that's all me. I'm fine. I'm not in trouble at all as long as I don't try and sort of chip them down. It's when I chip them down that I end up in trouble. Nice bit of Demon Titanite for us there. Right, I'll talk to Sunbro. Not Sunbro. What am I talking about?
My friend, wait. You defeated those monsters? Fantastic. I'm saved. This Knight of Katarina hereby commends you. Take this as a token of my gratitude. But be warned, gallantry entails great risks. Next time, give me a chance to come up with a plan.
So that's I like to think of that as the first half of Onion Bro's quest.
But be warned, next time.
And he's obviously snuck in through this window and then come up against a room with 3 Silver Knights in it and freaked out and decided he's stuck again. So basically we were constantly helping him on his way, but to what ends? Where is it going to end up for him? That opens up that door. So the archer was up there. And this is the room with nice furnishings, as indeed was this room. And that's actually the entrance to Sen's Fortress there. We got one of the sentinels there. Is that the aqueduct? I think that's the aqueduct. Or it could be Darkwood Garden as well, actually. Anor Londo. More Anor Londo. So I'm pretty sure that's just concept art which they've chucked in, but it's a nice touch. Anyhow, onwards. So this isn't the same staircase, although it does wrap around the other staircase. Just to be confusing. The staircase we were on starts down there. So now we're on the other side of things. In there, I'm not sure I can show you without actually getting involved with it. Is a wandering demon. Avoid. Avoid. And we are going to go the safe route round to the blacksmith to open up the shortcut in effectively. Well, I don't want to have to ever do the nonsense with the archers ever again. If I want to run out of Anor Londo and then run back in. So we come up around here and take this doorway here. So this is a friendly giant. Unlike the ones in Sen's Fortress, this giant is still in charge of himself. He doesn't want to kill us, he wants to work with us. And he sells large Titanite shards. Cheaper than the other guy as well. He sells the giant stuff. Lots of nice arrows. Lots and lots of nice arrows. And the giant armor. So if you're cosplaying a giant dad, or just playing a giant dad, then that's the way to go. We want to upgrade our Boulder Side Sword. And he can help us with that. Also, he does stuff like this. He will take souls of bosses we've defeated and turn them into boss weapons. So we definitely want to keep him around. Let's have a little think. We are not going... we're going to look at the boss souls we got and decide whether it might be a wiser investment to turn them into... well, I'm not going to use his soul. And I don't want Quaileg's weapon either. At this point I pretty much have the weapons I want, I just want to upgrade them. So I need a 9. I think I'm on a +5 with my boulder side sword. Yeah, or I could upgrade my Zweihander massively. Let's upgrade the Zwei. So I need one more Titanite, large Titanite shard to upgrade my Zweihander. Let's do that straight away. And now I'm going to need 9 shards to upgrade my boulder side sword. And I may even just have but I can't upgrade it there. I've got to go back to Andre to upgrade my boulder side sword. Okay, so I'll try and open up the way down to the boss fight, the shortcut. So the boss is going to be down there, but you have to do a bit of scrapping to get into the boss room. If you want it, there is also loot down there. Oh, in fact, I'm missing a trick here. I should go and open up the shortcut, the first shortcut. And soon, the good news is we're going to get a way to teleport around, so there'll be a lot less running about. We'll just go where we need to go. Which will make everything much faster. That might be a... yeah, Demon Spear. That's a borderline useful weapon that does lightning damage. I've never actually played with it. I don't like the spear set, but it has its uses, clearly. My Zweihander is just about fast enough to deal with these guys. So now that leads back down all the way across Anor Londo, and that gate is open, so I can now get into this building here without having to deal with the archers. One dude or two. I think I can shoot this dude off. Pick my composite bow again. Two-hand it. Oh. If I can hit him at all. My goodness me. That's good. And I seem to remember this is actually quite a nice little item, or a resource, I think. Yeah, Titanite chunk. My first chunk. I don't think. But you get the idea. For many, that might be their first chunk. First time they can take a weapon pass +10. If, of course, they've managed to pick up the very large ember, which they probably haven't. But I think that is on the path that you are meant to take. The route you're meant to take through the game. I think that is the first chunk. Outside of the crystal lizards. So now we're going to run back around here. We're still not going to mess with the wandering demon. We don't need to do that. I just wonder whether these might be of any use, because I know it's the guy I'm going to come across here is going to be a halberd bearing dude, and I seem to have sucked against them today. Like, big time sucked. Just well early. That'll do. One more of them to go. And then I'll have opened up the shortcut. Actually, I can open the shortcut without aggroing him. He's over there. I want what's in his chests. So that shortcut stays open even if I die here. And so if I show you what's out here, I'll show you that we are back to the bonfire room. I won't use the bonfire, but the bonfire room is just in here. We haven't talked to Sunbro yet. And looking at the tails, both of these are legit chests. That's the Silver Knight kit. Which is fine armor, very nice. Also, in this room here, and looking at this, there's a secret passage in this room obviously, but looking at this, these are all scrolls. Boxes full of scrolls. So this is a room of study of some description. And at the back of this room of study is a secret passage. Two legit chests. We have Havel's leggings. The rest of his armor. His shield. And his weapon. Now there's a lot of stories abounding about whether that is Havel's kit or not. And for me, it absolutely is. Havel is a one-off. The really interesting thing is what's in here, which is the Occult Club. So our Havel, we'll take a look at the gear when we're away from that mimic. Let's take a look at Havel's kit. Havel's warriors never flinched nor retreated from battle. Those unfortunate enough to face them were never to be beaten to a pulp. Carved from solid rock. We'll equip this. We're not going to use it. It's way too heavy. don't think the lore on these is going to be particularly fantastic. So this is without doubt heavy armor. I can't even roll in it. I can barely walk. And Havel was one of Gwyn's most loyal manservants. Not manservant. Manservant makes it sound wrong. It's he's a high-ranking soldier who was under Gwyn's instruction. And supposedly totally upstanding. Totally on Gwyn's side. An absolutely fearsome soldier, and he wielded an absolutely fearsome weapon. This dragon's tooth. Created from an everlasting dragon tooth, legendary great hammer of Havel the Rock. The dragon tooth will never break as it is harder than stone. Its grant its wielder resistant to magic and flame. And then also his shield. Great shield of the legendary Havel the Rock, cut straight from a great slab of stone. The great shield is imbued with the magic of Havel, provides strong defense and is incredibly heavy. A true divine heirloom, on par with the dragon tooth. So Havel is a divine warrior. I think it would be fair to say that's the general impression. So what is a divine warrior doing with, as we pulled out of the mimic, the trapped chest? What is a divine warrior doing with an occult club? Occult being the opposite of the divine. And the conjecture is that Havel has actually is not on Gwyn's side at all. He's sort of a fallen agent. He's trying to take down Havel. He's trying to take down Gwyn from within. He's a seed. He's a mole. That's the conjecture, anyway. I think I have to say I'm pretty much sold on that. Let's have a check at the sun. Let's have a chat with Sombro.
Oh, there you are. You've been quiet these days. Smooth summoning out there. Anytime you see my brilliantly shining signature, do not hesitate to call upon me. You've left me with quite an impression. I would relish a chance to assist you.
So Sombro is saying he's ready to work with us again. We've made quite an impression on him.
You really are fond of chatting with me, aren't you? If I didn't know better, I'd think you had feelings for me. Oh no, dear me, pretend you didn't hear that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the Sombro is a bit gay for us, but that's all cool. But
you really are
just
fond
saying.
of chatting with me, aren't you? If I didn't know better, I'd think you had feelings for me. Oh no, dear me, pretend you didn't hear that.
And in all seriousness, if the Sombro is the firstborn of Gwyn, who Gwyn renounced his deific status, which is what's said, there has to be a reason. And as we'll find out, Gwyn already has a son whose gender has been... Wow, exactly. The second son of Gwyn, Guinevere, also has their gender sort of hidden by Gwyn, or their sexuality at least hidden by Gwyn. And you wonder whether this guy might actually have been renounced because of his. I wonder. That's a controversial point. I'm not saying it is or it isn't. I don't know. Whatever you are, dude, it's all cool. Anyhow, that's where we're going to leave it at the end of this episode. Next episode, obviously, we're going to be taking on Ornstein and Smo. Which is why I've been scurrying around. That's a probably not a great place to be seeing. Anyhow, that's why I've been scurrying around trying to up the level of my weapons. Because I know I need to do a lot of damage in that fight. Until then, I shall see you next time, and thank you for watching.